time, it could hurt Seattle because they're going, hey, look at all the junk they're under. That's going to cause them to lose their focus and their concentration and their preparation, and that could cause Seattle to kind of, drop it a notch a little bit intensity-wise. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but that's something that easily could happen because you're dealing with people, human beings with emotions and things like that do come into play. But let the game play, and whoever wins, they win it, and they won it outright. Let's move on. And eventually you'll get an answer, and I don't think it's going to be what you want.
Yeah. One final thing, and we'll move on to the football game, and that is just the cheating aspect. And, again, I read this about you. I've been reading a little bit this week, and you've been talking to a lot of folks about it. And you said that one thing Chuck Noll demanded is you not cheat.
Right.
And I think the scene was about he caught some guys spraying silicone, offensive linemen, on their jerseys so it couldn't be held. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, I was in the I went into the offensive lineman's room, which actually was a meeting room, and they would all gather up in there, and I'd go get on the blackboard and go over situations and coverages and stuff and things I wanted to do with Tom Moore or Dick Hoke, our running back coach. And Tom was passing game and Dick was running, and we'd go over that. And the players are in there, the offensive linemen. I didn't know they did this, and they two-edge taped their jerseys, and then they helped each other put them on. And then they were shaking this can like a paint can had a marble in it, chicka, 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 and they were spraying. And so I didn't know what they were doing. Chuck walks in, we're at the blackboard, and they're over there spraying, and he says, what are y'all doing? And they said, we're spraying liquid silicone on our jerseys. And he went through the roof. I never seen him so mad before. Game was a Monday night game against Houston. And I never seen him so mad when he went over and felt their jerseys and told them, you better never do this again. I mean, he was steaming. Yeah, this is, that was my impression of Chuck and his thoughts on, integrity of the game. And now that this incident and the question was brought to my attention, then I had to reflect, and I went, oh my God, I remember this one time, and that was the moment on a Monday night game in Pittsburgh when they were spraying silicone on their jerseys.
So not everybody wanted to cheat. Everybody said, well, everybody does it. Well, I don't think Tom Landry did it. Chuck Noll obviously didn't do it. There were guys who didn't cheat. Right.
I would say, I don't know this, I would say the majority don't cheat. What do you need to cheat for? Cheat what? The only thing players do to cheat is
steroids.
Is steroids. Performance-enhancing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You might try to do, might do something on the football field, but for the most part, athletes are pretty solid, pretty ethical bunch of people. I don't find them trying. I see them trying to get an edge and stuff like that, but not by doing things such as silicone or letting the air out. Look, we played the Raiders, and they were in a drought year. And the field was wet and muddy and wet. The grass was long. And,
good old Al Davis.
And so it's, there's some silly things like that. And I don't want to say this is 2 pounds out is silly, but why would you do that? Seriously, why would you do that? I mean, if you get caught, look what you're going through. And because of Belichick and Spygate, that's the reason this has got, the Super Bowl too, but it's got double whammy because they've already been caught once and got heavily fined for it, and now Robert Kraft came out and he's steaming, and Tagliabue's come out and he's questioned the way that the commissioner Goodell is handling the league now. It's pretty interesting times right now in the NFL.
It is. Terry Bradshaw Football Show, in a couple of minutes to go, and I want to get this in, talk about quarterbacks, all right? Who made this quote? What a quarterback has to have. Size is number one. Smarts is number two. Then you have to be emotional. You let the guys know you really care. Don't be afraid of an emotional outburst. Don't point fingers and make excuses, but don't be ashamed to laugh or cry.
I have no idea.
You.
I said that?
In 1992 in a column in Jim Murray. That's what you said.
Wow.
That sounds a little bit like the advice you gave to Russell Wilson.
Well, I didn't say you need to be bigger.
But you did. That's true. That's true. But you did
I've
say
always-
be cool,
I-
right?
Yeah,
Stay cool.
I can't remember saying that. I don't doubt I said it. I don't. Size is important, but I think I've changed my thinking a little bit since '92 and 22 years ago now. I would say, and I've always said this here lately. Lately being the last, we'll say 4 or 5 years, and I think poise is the greatest attribute a quarterback can have. My friend, you can be 6'5" and throw it 100 miles an hour, and you can read coverages, and you've got all the throws, but if you can't handle the heat and play under pressure and keep your cool and your wits about you, you can't play. So
There you go.
I do believe that poise now, for me, has replaced size and all the other things.
Well,
And it's
sure, yeah.
important to be respected. You don't have to be liked. I wasn't a quarterback buddy that hung with the players, and I got there way before they got there. I left way after they left. I wasn't a bar hopper. I didn't go out. You know, I had a responsibility. My dad's coming up on being having passed away now, coming up on a year in
Bill's a great guy.
4 days. Yeah, January 30th.
That's right.
And
R.I.P. to Bill.
my
by the way.
dad was always someone that was a man of really great integrity and just be honest with people and emotional with them, and they'll follow you. So I attribute a lot of what I have certainly with people to my dad.
Good advice. And by the way, two guys who were pretty cool
Yeah.
also have the same number of rings that you have. Well, of course, you know Joe Montana.
Sure.
Right? And the guy, you, and then the third guy who wants to join the club, you don't have any emotion about the fact that Tom Brady could tie you for most Super Bowl rings?
No, I think if anybody, no, not me at all. I think Tom Brady is far more respected as a quarterback than I was. I mean, they start comparing it, so I don't think I'll be in the conversation. When he gets 4, they'll shove me aside, and then it'll be between he and Montana as to, you know, the modern day last 20, 30 years the greatest ever, and that's fine now. I have no problem with that. I did my job, buddy. I did my job, and I moved on, and I don't have any problems with people. What if I have any records? I don't think I have any. They can have them. We won. I moved on. I'm happy for Tom. I'm happy for Ben Roethlisberger. Anybody. I don't grudge anybody, you know, anything, but the most success they can possibly have, and I'll be right there applaud them. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good for you. Hey, I hear you're in the pizza business.
DiGiorno, baby.
Super Bowl's
That's
the
right.
biggest day of the year for pizza, and who's speaking out for DiGiorno? TB. Tell me.
Hey, DiGiorno pizza. I know my folks over at Nutrisystem are not real happy about that, but you can do Nutrisystem 5 days a week, and you can eat DiGiorno on Saturday, and don't think we haven't got a good stockpile of DiGiorno in the freezer here. How much we got out there, babe? 15 pizzas. You hear that?
Oh, my goodness.
15 pizzas, not to mention Bradshaw's famous beans. We got those all in, and we've got them in the freezer. They're ready to put on. All the ribs are ready, racked.
Wow.
They're ready to put on. We won't be here. My daughter and her boyfriend, they're going to put them on. And we're going to get here about the second quarter, maybe the third quarter.
Yeah.
And but everything's ready to go. And, yep. DiGiorno, for all our listeners out there, this is Terry Bradshaw inviting all of you to go out and for your pre-party, get you a DiGiorno pizza. Yummy, yummy, yummy. There's DiGiorno in my tummy.
Okay, pretty good
How's
commercial.
that, buddy?
That's wonderful.
That's a terrible plug,
I'll give
wasn't
you $1 right there for doing that. Hey, give me a Super Bowl pick while we got. I want to score. Okay.
Oh, man, score-wise, I don't think it's going to be high-scored. I think it'll be like 27, 23, something like that. Low-scoring. Both teams will be in the 20s. It'll be a close game. I think Seattle wins. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yep.
I think this defense is pretty special, and Russell can't play like he played last week. They're not at home now, so I'm going to go with Seattle, and I think primarily just because we cover them at Fox. Other than that, and they're good, and I know most of those people. I don't know the folks over at New England. Belichick, he hates me.
Yeah.
Brady, I tried to do an interview with him, so he wouldn't sit down with me.
Well, the heck with him. We're rooting. I'm going to change my pick. I was going to pick New England.
I got feelings. Hey, I got feelings. You turned TV down for an interview.
There you go.
I got feelings. Everybody's going, well, he didn't know it was you. And I said, well, I know a lot of people that interview him, and somebody
had to tell him who it was,
Someone
right?
had to tell him, so the heck with him. And
There you
his $50 million and his international beautiful wife who makes 40. My wife, and I'm looking at her right now, puts teeth in, baby, give it a little smile.
There you go. TB, we're having a phone. We're having a little phone issue here right now, but we're going. It's on our end, I think, and we're going to just say.
Buddy, we've been doing this show for 5
I know.
months. We still having phone issues.
We still haven't.
How are we going to escalate this thing?
I don't know. We're going to do a couple. We'll spend $20 and get us a couple
of some good phone lines, will you?
We'll do that, and we'll actually get us a couple of cans and some string from Thacker.